I'm Molly Dugan. I live in Spain, but my parents are both American. I discovered Nerdfighteria after reading The Fault in Our Stars, summer of 2014. My aunt gave it to me as a birthday present. Then, when school started again that fall, my English teacher showed us John Green's video on Vlogbrothers about the refugee crisis. And I recognized John from the photo at the back of The Fault in Our Stars. So I checked out the video and went to the YouTube channel, Vlogbrothers, and I was amazed by all of the educational and entertaining and enthusiastic content. Soon I discovered all the other channels, SciShow and Crash Course, and I love Nerdfighteria because it's inclusive and because it promotes knowledge and learning and education. And I feel accepted in this community in spite of all my quirks and weirdnesses. ZFTBA, I guess.
Hi, my name is Lauren Strange. When I was 13 years old, I read The Fault in Our Stars. It was the first book I read by John, and my friend, who is now my boyfriend, suggested that I watch the videos. So I went from a reader to a viewer, and then before I knew it, I went all the way back to the beginning. I watched every single video that I'd missed. I caught up and then decided I was going to spread it. I actually did it the same way that I was introduced to it. I piecemealed with the book. I was like, read this book. You're going to like it, don't worry. And I was like, okay, now watch these videos. And they're like, oh great, this is awesome. And I was a history major, so the Crash Course was like my cup of tea, 100%. I was like, oh, this is great, and I was in secondary ed, so I was like, I can use this for my students and all that kind of stuff, and this is going to be awesome. And then went through this period of not watching the videos. I started keeping up, and then I would peel back, and then I would go binge and peel and binge and peel. And in one of my binging periods, I figured out that I didn't know what I wanted anymore, and that I thought I was adulting, and I really wasn't. And I don't know what I want, and that's terrifying, because I wanted to be a teacher since I was a little kid, and I was like, now I don't know what's up. I went back and I was like, I'm just gonna watch a video, and I'm gonna de-stress, do some self-care, and watch a Vlogbrothers video. And John looks into the camera and goes, what do you want? And I looked back and went, shit. I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know what I want. And I paused the video and I just sat there and I cried a little. This video will help me figure it out, is what I said to myself, and then I played it again. And by the end of it, I was like, you know what? I thought of all of the phrases that go with being a nerd fighter. It's like, don't forget to be awesome. Decrease world suck. Just like that, those kinds of things. And I was like, what's a job that I can have that won't let me forget to be awesome? And a job that can help me decrease world suck. There is something inside of me that wanted more, and I didn't realize it until I watched that video and I was like, oh, okay, this is it. There's something more to this. And I'd never been like a big part of the Nerdfighteria community. I was just kind of like an onlooker of like, oh, look at all these nerds, they're so cool. Finding out about NerdCon, I was like, okay, I can be a part of the nerd squad. Like I can do this too. I can come to this and meet these people and bring my nerd fighter boyfriend and have this experience with him, but also meeting all these wonderful people. I think I got like 6 business cards of people just like drawing cool things and having awesome poetry and all that kind of stuff that I can just always be connected to the nerd fighter community, which was kind of scary for me because I'm kind of like I like my dorm room kind of person, but I loved being able to share with people and talk with people and laugh with people and not feel pressure to be this persona that you put up with the rest of the world. It's just like, I'm weird, you're weird, let's be weird. Like, that's cool, let's be weird together. And I'm taking all my collective weirdness and DFTBA and decreasing world suck, and I changed from wanting to be a history teacher, and now I'm going to be a civil rights lawyer. So although it's going to be a lot of work, it's going to be really hard, I know that I can always touch back to John and Hank and Nerdfighteria to tell me that I'm doing the right thing, and that's something that I firmly can stand on.